In today's video, I'm going to show you some of the sales that I've made recently and a purchase that I made today with liquidation. But most importantly, I want to talk to those of you out there who are either new to this business or are thinking about making this a full-time thing. So let's get on with it. Without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy, and I just wanted to make this video to show you guys what the full-time reselling business looks like from my perspective, and show you kind of what I've been making lately. The things that I've been telling you guys to try on previous videos, most of them work, guys, and you guys have your own way of doing things. If you are succeeding with what you're doing, why change it? Keep doing what you're doing, right? But if you are not satisfied with your sales, it doesn't hurt to try new things. You have to step out of your bubble. So I encourage you, I'm not going to go over all those things in this video because you can go back and look at my other videos to take a look at that content. But in this video, I just want to show you what I do. As far as revenue wise, I'm going to go over some sales that I've made over the last 3 days. Made over $2,200 in sales. That's including tonight on Friday when I make this video. This day ain't even over yet. So that number could be even bigger. And you know, you've seen the stuff, you're going to see the stuff that I bought today, but you've seen the stuff that I've sold, and it's nothing special. These are customer return goods. A lot of these items are in used condition. Some of you out there may even think that this stuff that I'm selling is junk. And I guess, you know, one person's junk is another person's treasure, but you know, there's a market for it. And I will sell anything from brand new to parts and repair, because if someone is out there and they're looking for that, I want to be the guy that provides that. And that's kind of what this is. So I also want to tell you guys, after I show you what I sold and show you what I picked up, I want to talk to you guys, the new sellers out there, and just to kind of make sure you understand as a new seller what to expect. So I went today and picked up this lot, and it was $575 all in, and wasn't quite sure what to think until I got it back. So let's go out to my garage and let's take a look at exactly what I was able to get out of this lot. So forgive me for the lighting, but this is just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that I was able to get here. This is a PowerTech saw stand of some sort. It's an exercise machine, and I mean, without going into this box, it looks like it's probably okay. Got a Igloo ice maker and broken merchandise now. Okay, let's see what else I got here. Bear with me. These impromptu videos never go exactly as you want them to. Here's a Black & Decker 40-volt cordless trimmer edger. Okay. Again, I haven't gone through any of these, but these are all returned. Here's a Craftsman, and I don't know exactly. It's a 10 amp variable speed jointer, and I'd have to take a look at that. Going into this, got some more Keurig, got a mystery machine there, have some Nespressos, Vertuo Nespressos, and these are actually pretty good. Now, even though the box looks damaged, I haven't looked at that. Almost all these that I've bought recently have been good. They're just used. That here is a commercial. No, that right here. That right here is a commercial coffee maker by Bunn. Oops. Sorry. That here is a commercial coffee maker by Bunn. You can't really see it, but it's one of the ones that you see in the restaurants or cafes when they're pouring you some coffee. That's one of those coffee makers there. I got a couple pressure washers, so got one of those, and I got one from Briggs and Stratton. And these are usually used. This is my mess. And so over the weekends, every other weekend, my garage is usually a mess. But this is my staging area too. This is where I do my photos. But I unloaded my smalls. So I had 2 big boxes of these things. So now I was really excited to see this, okay? But of course, just the way things work with liquidation, this is what the customer returned, okay? Thankfully, even in a non-working condition, there are people who will buy these to refurbish them, okay? I think I also got another one, this one here, and again, it's a switch light, and the switch is inside. Of course, they can't part that one out. I haven't opened it yet, but you can see the switch is inside there. It's there. I just have to look at it. There's a sound stream, multimedia. Get some baby monitors. Okay, which is awesome. Those sell well. I've got a bunch of those baby monitors and everything. I swear to you, I'm not this clumsy. So you have that. You got some of that along with that. Some of the paper headsets there. Here's a hub of some sort, Smart Things. DeWalt, this is one of the ones that I received from DeWalt. I got a pile. Just a lot of electronics, guys. If I go over to here, here's a bunch of hard drives. These are Evo, Samsung hard drives. Looks like it's 560 megabytes. Not the biggest. If I sell them as a lot, I haven't tested them. And I don't know if I want to test them. I guess the external ones I can test easily. Like here's some more external ones. Western Digital, 5 terabytes. Here's a Western Digital Black. Western Digital Black, I think that's one of the top of the line drives. And I did try to plug that in, got no response. Here's a Western Digital 6 terabyte. Same kind of situation, plugged it in, no response. The drives are in there, so I don't know what the problem is. Got a bunch of these. I think I got like 6 of these, Sony Extra Base. A bunch of these hard drives, okay? And you can see these are all Amazon returns. These are gonna be hard to test because I'm going to crack open my computer, fire up each one of these to my SATA, and SATA port inside the computer. For those of you who don't know what that is where you plug in your hard drive inside the computer itself. You got some DVD-ROM drives, some SanDisk clip jam players, and another external drive. The cool thing about all this stuff behind me is that even if I'm not able to get it to work, there's someone out there who wants these items because they can get these items to work, or there's a lot of smart people out there who this is what they do. Technology, electronics, they know how to get things to work. I've sold a lot of stuff for parts of repair, and probably 50 to 60% of the stuff will not work, and the other 40% will work just fine. In all the, like I said earlier, I'm in for this for, I'd say $575 after my fees and all that I had to pay. And I'm going to make double, triple, double worst case, triple, quadruple, more than likely. And so just to give you an idea of some of the kind of stuff I source all kinds of stuff, guys. So what do you guys think? Please comment down below. You know, it's fine. If you think this is junk that I'm selling, hey, that's your opinion. I'm not trying to sell this stuff to you guys. Just showing you what I do. Again, what you source and what you sell is entirely your decision. And I respect that. So for me, I've overcome the need to sell stuff I really like. Of course, I gravitate to that kind of stuff, but I'm not against selling stuff that I'm not familiar with or I'm not too fond of, as long as it makes money and it's not too difficult of a list. So as I mentioned, I made over 2,200 the last 3 days. I'm going to do something I haven't done before, and I'm going to show you my screen. and we're gonna go over my sales over the last 3 days, including today being Friday, the 22nd of October when I made this video. It's about, about 8 o'clock p.m. at night. And I just want you guys to see, what I've been selling lately and get an idea of my graph and, the roller coaster ride my account is on. But things are doing well, despite all the item specific madness. And again, I sell in all kinds of categories. Yes, it affected me, but in a very small way. Unfortunately, while many of you weren't really making sales, I was making sales. So it's not an eBay wide thing. It's specific to those categories. And I'm hopeful, and leave your comments down below, that things are getting better for you guys. And of course, me showing you this is not a brag in any way, shape, or form. And I want to make sure that's very clear, because I haven't wanted to show you, there's been many days I've made $1,000 in a day. Made $1,000 yesterday, Thursday, 1272 or something like that is what I made. And I show you this now, not as a brag, but to show you what is possible. And what I think is good, maybe just a drop in the bucket for some of you out there who are watching this, who are just knocking it out the park. And for you guys, I have no advice. You guys got to give me the advice. You guys are doing great, but for every one of you, there's probably 10 that could benefit and would like to know, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, that type of thing. And that's kind of what this channel is for. So let's get onto my computer and let's take a look. So I want to show you my sales. I have 651 over the last 90 days. That's an increase of about 30, which is over the last 2 weeks. It tells me I'm trending in the right direction. As I said in a few videos back, or a few weeks back, my goal is to hit this number over 700. And it's something I've never done before, but I am making quite a bit of traction. I have basically if I do my overview here, I have quite a bit of sales here over the last few days. 583, 1273, 434. So I am very happy. That's about a little over $2,000 the last 3 days. That's Thursday, actually Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's including when I'm making this video. It's still 8 p.m. on Friday evening when I'm making this video. So I still have some room to even bring that up. My end game goal is $500 a day for sales. And the reason is $500 a day in sales is to the equivalent of $15,000 a month. That's basically 30 days times 500, $15,000 in a month. And after I'm running about 50 to 60% margin due to eBay fees and the cost of shipping, materials and things like that, and cost of goods, which thankfully have been relatively low. And for that reason, I expect to, yield somewhere around 7,000 to 8,000. I think if I do the math here, 9,000. So $8,000 to $9,000 is the profit just making $500 a day. Now, as you saw in that chart, and I'll go back, it's like a merry-go-round for me. It's been well under 500 for a while. Went up and down. The second week of October, it started to take off. And on that, I can tell you that's when I started my coupon. That's when I started my 5% public coupon. It goes into all my listings. I'm telling you guys, it works. But with that said, I just want to show you some of the items that I sold. I generally don't do videos to show off, what I'm doing, what's sold. But I did put a poll out about 2-3 weeks ago asking you guys if you enjoyed this kind of content. So I want to do that for you. I really, as you can see, obviously I don't care about showing my store. It's just one of those things where I've never been a fan of trying to get YouTube audiences to buy my goods, bottom line. And if you want to find my store and buy from me, awesome, but it's not something I'm going to ask you to do. Frankly, I would rather you not look at my store because it drives up the traffic. This is the reason why I did not, up to this point, show my store, because of the fact that I want my traffic to be organic. I don't want it to have to wonder if it's because of a recent video I put out why I'm getting more traffic, or if I'm actually doing something right and eBay is rewarding me with more traffic. So that's the reason behind that. So just want to show you, today I sold, looks like a Brother TN880 toner. Went out for $74.99, if you could see that. And $91.93 is the total after. I do charge shipping. I believe on this one it was probably a $9.99 shipping. A lot of my sales have been with the coupon. It's a game changer. It doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're in competition with someone, you're selling the same item as they are, and you're offering that 5%, here it is right here, that 5% promotion, it's gonna do you wonders. I also sold some 1000 LED 336 foot wires, Christmas lights basically, $29.99. I have 3 left, actually 2 left. I had 4, I've sold 1 already, and it's a pretty good deal for Christmas lights. Xerox Phaser black toner, again, we got the 5% coupon, $79.99, $9.99 shipping on top. This one here, a 3-pack of Everyone for Everybody hand soap, Ruby Grapefruit, $12.46, free shipping. This is one of my older listings that I had on my account for a while. And this is going to be about 2 pounds. So I'm gonna ship this out for about, I think it's what, $8.75 with the priority bubble flat rate mailer. And I'll only make a few bucks on this after fees, but it's okay. Here's a Delta Faucet chrome shower head, trim, and diverter valve assembly. It's chrome. This here I think is like 75 bucks on Amazon, but because it's a return, I'm not sure it had, like, I think it's missing one of the pieces, and I did put that in there. $24.99, $9.99 shipping, and they probably paid tax on that. Here's a buyer right now that wants me to put an invoice in the box, and they need to expense it. So this is a 3-pack of HP LaserJet toners. I sold for $169.99. Cat Guru Bowl. This is one of those items that I had on my store for a while. I sold it for $17 essentially. It's less than a pound. I'll make about $10 off of it. Here's some Neff face masks. These are brand new, sealed. $13.91. I think I had it for like $8.99 plus $4.99 shipping for first class shipping. So that's that. More toner. Here's a coffee maker, $27.93 plus I believe it was $14 shipping. They took advantage of that 5%. People love it. Here's another 5. Almost every one of these is 5%. Here's another Canon toner, $49.99. Here's another one, $59.99. $69.99. Some of these are either open box new or brand new, straight up brand new. Here is a Xerox toner. Again, someone who wants has an overpacked box. I was able to do that for them. Another Canon toner. More toners, Xerox. Here's a Green Star. I don't know if you've heard of this before, but it's the Elite Green Star Elite Cold Slow Juicer. And that's 368 bucks. I think we charged $29.99 shipping. It's a big box, pretty heavy. And I think that was about that. It was a little bit more because thankfully, I think this particular person didn't live in Florida. Usually someone lives on the other side of the country when they're buying my stuff. So thankfully, this time it wasn't that big of a deal. Here's a Black & Decker Dust Buster replacement nozzle filter attachment. This was one of those things where one of those parts or repair kind of thing. Item wasn't functional, but we were able to salvage some of the parts from it, and $14, and I think it was probably like either $6.99 plus tax. No, they got the coupon too, so it was $9.99 shipping, I'm sure. Here's one that I had it for $159.99, and a guy had messaged me. He said if I give him 30 bucks off, he'd actually take it, and for $129.99. And I was at the reseller rally thing in Fremont. Everyone was partying down in Vegas, and I got it when I was playing at the poker table at the Golden Nugget. And I decided to take his deal, but I had to ask him a question. I had to ask him, look how big this thing is. It's pretty big. It's like 30 pounds. And I had to ask him, I said, where do you live? Before I take this deal, where do you live? Because if he had responded to me, Miami, Florida, or somewhere on the East Coast, I probably would have told him, no, I'm going to hold off. But he told me Washington. That's not that bad if you're in Las Vegas. And it was still 35 bucks. Even I think I charged them about that anyway. So it didn't hurt me. If I would have sent it to Florida, who knows what this thing would have cost. So now I want to talk to you guys. Those of you who are new to eBay, maybe you're doing it part-time. Maybe you work full-time, do this as a gig part-time, that kind of thing, to make a little extra money on the side. And you're kind of wondering, wow, I want to do that. A lot of you are maybe making minimum wage, and some of the stuff that I read, minimum wage, I think it's like $38,000 a year on average. I mean, some more, some less, depending on the state that you're in. And that's not a whole lot, considering that they're still going to tax you. And of course, you got to take your taxes out of eBay as well. But, you're dealing with a boss. You're dealing with commuting, putting money in that gas tank. You're dealing with a lot of things. Buying lunch while you're at work, of course, that takes money. If you're making 10 bucks an hour, 15 bucks an hour, and you go and buy that $10 meal, I mean, it's like an hour lost. So these are things that you have to consider. For me, many of you guys know that I worked in the corporate world for 26 years. And the last 11 of that was in a management role. I would still be doing that had it not been for a closure of my office where I worked. And I had a choice of either going back east and stepping down from management, or taking a severance package and just making it work, figuring it out, right? And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I had a 2-month notice, and it was a very stressful 2 months. Looked at other positions and things like that. None in the same field that I was in, because I was in the transportation industry, and it was very, very difficult to find similar work. I worked in a call center, and a lot of call center operations at the time were being moved overseas and, being downsized, which is why my office closed. So enough about that, but I had to figure out what I was going to do. And, I had a head start. I had a severance package to work with. I had money as a nest egg to work with. Many of you guys, I realize, don't have that ability, but it's definitely a reason why you shouldn't just go and quit your job if you don't have a nest egg. And I'm talking a good at least $20,000, $30,000, because I got to be honest with you, you're not going to just take off like that. Number one, you may not have the product. You may have enough product to get by part-time, where you're selling an item here, 2-3 items there. But to be successful in this business, you want to get to a place where you're selling 5 to 6 items a day minimum, if not more than that. And you see on the scale that I showed you earlier in the video, there's days that I only have $150, $200 in sales. Well, that's not profit. That's before eBay fees. That's before shipping. That's before your cost of goods. So there's days that I'm not even making what I need to make. And of course, Thursday I made a little over $1,200, $1,270 or whatever it was you saw. And you know what? That's awesome. And it averages out, okay? But that wasn't done because, I just wished for it to happen. I put a lot of time. I had the product that customers were interested in buying. I've gained experience over time. So if you are part-time, it's more doable right now if you had experience selling part-time on eBay than if you're just cold turkey trying to do this as a full-time job. I got to tell you, if you're just doing this to start off, first of all, the first 90 days, and I've had a discussion with some of you guys in the comments, the first 90 days when you do this is going to be very difficult. Because eBay is going to only give you like 100 listings. You're not going to get your money right away in managed payments. They're going to put a hold on your money until the day after the item's delivered before they release it to your bank. You're going to need to have capital to work with so that you're not stressing over when this money is going to hit your account. To have that flow of money to be able to buy new product consistently. And what's going to happen is you guys still have bills to pay. That's the reality of it. And you make some sales on eBay, the first thing is you're going to think, oh, I got to pay this bill. But you need to know, reinvest that money into more product. You got to grow your business. I have $15,000 to $20,000 in product in my store right now, 40 listings. That's not a lot, but my turnover rate, my sell-through rate is pretty high. You know, I'm at 650 sales in the last 90 days in only 500 plus listings. That's pretty darn good. And it's just a matter of, you know, there's a good chunk of that money that even as a full-timer, I have to put back into product, and I'm at a place where I can pay myself enough to pay my bills, and it's working out for me. And I'm going on now, this is going to be my 3rd year coming up on doing eBay full-time, and it's sustainable. You also got to enjoy it. So for those of you doing part-time, you got to know that you like to do this before you just say, hey, I'm out, I'm quitting my job. A lot of factors that you guys have to decide. It's a doable thing. It really is. Another thing also that I noticed is you got to be willing to do the work. You can't put in 2 hours here, an hour there, and expect to get full-time income. You got to put in full-time work. And you're going to find if you are willing to bust your butt in this business, you are going to make some good money, provided that you not only learn from your mistakes, but learn from my mistakes and other YouTubers that you might watch while you're shipping or whatever you're doing. It's just a business of continual growth. That's why you have a lot of seasoned people on here who watch these videos, because they too are trying to find out, well, maybe I need to do this, or what's going on here with that. And that's what we make this channel for. So as always, I ask you, if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. Ask anyone. I'm very good about getting back to you guys as soon as I can. You know, of course, I'm running this business. I'm trying to have a personal life of my own as well, because you have to have a break. You can't do this 24/7, 7 days a week. You'll go nuts. But you can do this in such a way where you're listing every day through your drafts that you're creating for the next day and that type of thing. And just managing your time really well. So what do you think? Comment down below, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that notification bell so you're notified when I just, on a whim, decide to go live or make another video. So sourcing, making sales, and even deciding if this is something you want to do full-time or stay part-time, it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have a great weekend. I plan on doing the same, and I plan on talking to you guys again here very soon, probably the beginning of next week. Have an excellent weekend, everyone.